Like,
Ooh.
pretty sure.
It's Monday. It's exactly 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we're playing a role-playing game that is not Dungeons and Dragons, as per usual. It's called DreadLore. And the campaign you're playing is Into Space. Into Space is featuring quite a few very interesting and wonderful people. Bunkum is our arbiter. Ken Howl is Lieutenant Philby Newman. Daniel Hulker is Private Burgess. Drizzle is playing Private Skip Trace, and Andrea Elliott-Johnson plays Private Katrina Telmus, and Jazzy Cabbage plays Private Cherokee Sue. Music this week is brought to you by all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt. Thanks to our Patreons, Tim Roberts, Daniel Hulker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline, as well as Couchfire Media for bringing all this wonderful production, design, and whatever you call it. Story elements, charcuterie boards, all of the eloquence that comes out, and themology is brought to you by 12 Relay Production.
Thematology, please.
Today's soldier.
Dramatic themes. Dramatic themes.
And become a citizen.
You better.
Oh,
So-
and Harry Bunkum has already jumped on it and redeemed a hydrate first thing.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody better hydrate.
I've got a chocolate frog.
Oh, that's a big chocolate frog.
I've got a little guy.
Yeah. Like it's from the Universal Studio thing. Chocolate frog from Harry Potter. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You love Harry Potter.
I do like Harry Potter. What are your guys' houses?
I never got a house. I mean, I have a house, but it's not like that kind of house.
House music.
I like house music.
You guys know what your house are?
No.
No.
I got a Merlin. Probably everybody gets a Merlin. Really?
Yeah, no.
You don't know if you're like not Hogwarts, Gryffindor or Hufflepuff or whatever?
Mm-mm.
None of you old bastards have ever done Pottermore? The
Nope.
fuck is wrong with you?
Do you get to pick it yourself, or
No, you take the test. It's kind of like the Myers-Briggs, but for Harry Potter.
No, I never did that.
oh, no?
Really?
Yep.
Fuck. Okay, well, which one would you be? Do you know what they are? We're doing this first. We're taking care of this, okay?
Harry.
Hufflepuff, Gryffindor.
I could see you being a Hufflepuff.
And
Absolutely. I could see you being a... So there's Ravenclaw, which are kind of like the scientists. There's Hufflepuff, which are like good people. You know, and they care about friends and shit. There's Gryffindor, which are like heroic and whatnot. Basically the good guys, right? And then there's Slytherin, who are ambitious and are often the bad guy. So, which house are you?
Slytherin.
Are you ambitious?
I mean, I'm not successful, so I feel like Gryffindor. Damn you, crazy punk kids! Always thwarting my attempts to dominate the world.
Yeah, well, the idea is like Slytherin puts ambition above everything. Ravenclaw puts like intellect, knowledge above everything. Hufflepuff puts relationships and, you know, I guess humanism, if you will, above everything. And then Gryffindor is kind of an outlier because it's more people of action. And they're always good guys or whatever. Nothing? You guys got nothing.
Got nothing.
All right. Well, Hulker is going to be a Ravenclaw.
Yeah,
Ken, you're probably Hufflepuff. People, nobody wants to be Hufflepuff for some reason.
I don't mind being. Are they the humanists? I'm a humanist.
Yeah. I'd say you're Hufflepuff. I care about like laws and shit.
Yeah,
and like that good stuff. Drizzle, what are you?
I don't know.
I would say either Hufflepuff. Probably Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I'm from the brief description, probably.
I'm gonna give you a Hufflepuff. Now, here's the thing. Supposedly, the fan theory is anyone can be a Gryffindor. The difference is you have to choose to be a Gryffindor. So Harry Potter would have been a Slytherin, right? Hermione would have been a Ravenclaw. Ron would have been a Hufflepuff. But they all chose to be Gryffindor. So the idea is, the other three is kind of what do you put first. Gryffindor, you are choosing to make something happen. It's not necessarily ambition. It's a person of action. You actually have to make the choice to do it. Kind of wild. So you could all be Gryffindor, right? If you wanted.
Seems like a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibility. You gotta be heroic.
Yeah.
What would your Space Marines be?
I don't know. The bad guy?
Yeah.
Probably the bad guy.
So Slytherin is likely Dolby. Skip Trace, Hufflepuff.
No, in Skip Trace, he would be a Gryffindor.
He'd be a Gryffindor.
Yeah,
and
because
then
he makes it a point to act, and
he's a man of action.
Yeah.
And then what about Burgess?
Burgess would be a janitor.
He'd be a janitor. I agree with you. Let's introduce. I'm in a peculiar mood, everyone. Let's introduce your all's characters. We already did, kinda. Just say your name and where you are in the ship. We'll start with Skip Trace.
I'm Skip Trace, and honestly, I don't know because I wasn't here last game. I assume that I'm
gunner. You're in the gunning.
Oh, am I again? Because I thought I was told that I was watching the prisoners.
Well, they're all dead, so you're probably in battle stations mode.
You did well.
I'm playing a character called Dolby Newman, and I'm on the bridge. And Dolby is a Slytherin, house of Hogwarts.
House of Hogwarts. And what about Burgess?
Burgess was ordered to stay close to Dolby, so Burgess is also on the bridge.
Nice. But it's jam-packed tight in there.
Jam-tight packed. Okay. So, no, it's not doubly, it's Dolby, as in like the sound.
Dolby
So
Atmos.
we did a bit of a recap before session started, before we started streaming. I'll do it again for the masses.
Harry also gave me a pip. Thank you, Harry.
Oh, Harry, you bastard. So the last time we were hanging out with the Space Marines, you guys had finally arrived at the Novus system, where Novus Prime, gas giant, orbited by Novus Terra, a moon which is basically a planet, where Novus Terra colony is. And the entire mission was to get here. This entire time, you were just trying to get here. Why? Because the Novus Terra colony is rich in resources such as cobalt and copper. And the SSA, the Sol System Authority, whom you work for. I should say who you work. Once that delicious resources, Novus Terra a while ago decided they were going to secede and be their own autonomous settlement. They just didn't tell anybody. You found out through sundry means and such that you were not the first PMC Prime Marine Corps / PNB Prime Naval Brigade. You're not the first that the SSA has sent out here. You found this out through sundry means. I won't go into it. If you want to know, there are other episodes you can listen to. So where did all those Marines go? You don't know yet. Some of your intel of Novus Terra was it's about 200 years old of a colony. When they came out here, they had 2 capital ships with them, but those capital ships are 200 years old. Or do they even still have them? Alfred, your robotic intelligence, your ship's robotic intelligence, who's rogue, determined there's probably 16,000 to 20,000 people in the colony, assuming it's gone well. You knew that the leader was called some governor who was assassinated, whose name literally doesn't matter at this point.
Alexander Bell.
Alexander Bell. Okay, you know it. You get a pip.
Ooh.
He was killed. Who killed him? A guy named Confucius, which is fucking funny. Anyway, he's like a Fidel Castro type, as far as you know. And yeah, he took over the place. So your mission is to come to Novus Terra and get them back in the fold. The spice must flow, okay? That's the whole point of this. The spice must flow. Getting here was a wild ride. You had to go into cryo sleep a couple times. You had to chop some people's heads off with a laser sword. You had to commiserate with each other. Naked on the ship. Dealt with some pirates. When you got here, you were confronted by one of the capital ships, whose name I can't remember, though it's written down. If one of you has it, you can gain a pip. You attacked it with your gunboat. Dolby used his gift of gab to essentially inspire a mutiny on board that ship, where the first mate shot the captain in the face bone because the captain was going to capitulate to your all's demands. She was tired, so tired of the bloodshed. Okay, fast forward to now. You have hidden your ship because, you know, they're looking for you. You've hidden your ship where? Where? The place that all ships hide in sci-fi settings. At the magnetic pole of the largest planet. No one ever looks there. It's amazing. It's the oldest trick of the book. Aside from never fight a land war in Asia.
Yeah.
And never, you know, bet with a Sicilian when life and death is on the line.
Yep.
The point. It works. You hang out on the magnetic pole of Novus Prime. No one finds you. You send out a buoy so you can relay communications, a little proxy so that they can't trace you when you're talking to them. And Katrina Telmus, who's not here, had jumped in the pilot seat because Dolby told her to. And she's on the communique. Dolby opens up communications. And he's like, hey, Katrina, offer these guys a deal. She says, look, my family are a bunch of aristocrat Martians. Kind of, sort of, maybe, not black ops, black market type shit. And you can, to the Novus Terra people, you can deal with me. I'll be a middleman, middle person. And the P&B will leave you alone because technically the resources are flowing. I'm just going to take a cut. You're going to take a cut. Everyone's happy. Dolby says, yeah, that's totally what we'll do because Dolby's not a liar. And this is sarcasm.
He's not in the big picture. Just little lies.
Little lies. Ones that deal in death when the stakes are getting your head cut off or you're shunted into space without, air or a pressure suit. Right. Small matters. Regardless, it seems like they don't buy it. Now, do they not buy it because I showed you guys the cutscene and you all metagamed? Do they not buy it because you guys just realized they don't buy it? Do they tell you to fuck off? To be completely honest, I don't remember.
I remember.
I don't remember.
They don't buy it in part because they destroyed our communication buoy.
Oh, they blew up your buoy. And that pissed you off.
That did piss me off. Like, how do we communicate if we can't talk?
You already have so many of those buoys.
We have 2, or we have 1 now. It's a very limited resource that was super helpful to have.
Mm-hmm.
We probably will. I mean, as we didn't really. We came in hot on this one.
You did fight them immediately. You shot them in their soft underbelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they blew up your buoy, and then as you were, or before you could cope with the loss, they sent you dick pics and pictures of them, like dick punching your buoy, taking lewd photographs with it.
Some things never change.
Never changes, even 400 years in the future. Everyone's a fucking dick. Regardless, yeah, you decide that you're gonna get chased. I believe you use your sensors somehow to figure out that there is another capital ship. Oops. There's at least one more. Because the colony had 2, in capital ships, they're just a scale, right? They're military, as in they have weapons, but they're not necessarily military grade. Still, it's a big old ship. And as far as you know, there was another P&B ship, which they would have had a battleship. So that's either gone or it's here somewhere. Who knows where that is? Derp, derp, derp. Regardless, you sense with your sensors disturbance in the atmosphere. Oh shit, a fucking capital ship's coming out. Lift it off. It's going to take like 20-30 minutes. And so Dolby says, Katrina, we have to get there, but it's going to take too long. So Katrina hits the gravity drive. And I'm not going to go into math of this.
A lot of math.
The long and the short of it is this. It bends fucking space. And so you could potentially do it, despite being on the opposite side of a goddamn gas giant on the wrong side of the planet.
We have archangels.
Well, she threw down hard, Thomas, and she succeeded. The problem is, then you turned on the RI, Alfred.
Yeah.
Who's a big ol' dumpster fire of an RI, and he shuts off your power.
Yeah, that sucks.
So you're just like swinging dicks, flying into Jupiter. It's not Jupiter, but just imagine it's Jupiter. Archangel uses his ttrpg, his phase displacement. If you've seen Star Trek TNG, the one where Riker goes back with his captain and they get the phase technology that they stole kind of from the Romulans. Pretty much the same shit. The one where anybody, nobody?
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah. Where Ensign Rowe and Geordi think they're dead.
They just, and they can't.
That's a separate one. It's an addendum to that technology.
Like she shoots Riker in the head. That's right.
Yeah, she shoots him in the head. Nothing happens.
But it didn't matter.
That's a separate. That's a separate episode. But yeah.
Oh, is that not? But it was. Was it the one?
It follows the same.
It was like a cloaking device that they decided was also cloaked. Like
so it's a cloaking device that could phase reality.
That could phase through reality.
Yeah, because they're like just off.
Right. One better than the Klingon or Romulan.
And the cool thing about TNG at that point, I mean, not the cool thing, but one of the cool things this highlights, the episode I'm referring to is that technology, kind of the proto version of it that then they had developed because the Romulans had started developing it because the Romulans are bad guys.
Are they though?
Yes. And for some reason, they just won't make a movie with the Romulans as the bad guys. They're like, oh yeah, Nemesis, but then they're not even the Romulans.
Yeah, it's just a rogue trash guy.
Yeah, they're the Remans.
They gave more attention to Ferengis.
Dude, god damn it. They should have brought back Tasha Yar, or I'm sorry, not Tasha Yar, Dewa, aka Denise Crosby. Would have been awesome. Regardless. You know what? We're in the future and the future is wrong, so irregardless. That's where you all are. Archangel uses his technology to bamf you through the planet core. You phase through and you appear in Atmo, plummeting towards the ground, and the capital ship that is thrusting upwards towards you through the atmosphere. Yeah, that's where you are. Luckily, your pilot is nowhere to be seen. She has apparently abandoned ship to go play like fucking airsoft. It's definitely something important.
So currently, in real time, we are speeding towards this capital ship.
Yeah, within a couple minutes, absolutely max. Let me see. Yeah. Within like a minute or two, you will slam into this capital ship, likely either destroying it or disabling it and dealing a ton of damage to it, unless they have their shields on, in which case you'll still greatly damage their ship. In either case, you'll all be dead.
I mean, I think the point is that they don't have shields.
Oh, right, because it's atmosphere. I think our whole fate roll was about that.
Yeah. So
yeah, because we said they're old enough to where they can't have shields.
They don't have shields, and
yeah, still gonna. I mean, you guys could potentially make it like a bullet, ramming speed style, but the problem is then it would disable your ship or destroy it.
Yeah.
Let's say it didn't destroy it. You disable your ship, and then you're a few miles above the surface, so you would die when you hit the ground.
It's not a goal. It's not a goal.
Unless you can get out of it somehow. I don't know.
Is the power still off?
No, the power's on now. Alfred was
functional.
So Archangel put a failsafe. He put 2 failsafes onto Alfred. 1 burns him out and he's done. 2 just switches him off and he can't turn himself back. Although Alfred can turn himself back.
Did he? So did Archangel turn the power back on by disabling?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a? Okay.
Yes, your power is on. You've just appeared. The idea is you're traveling at like Mach 24.
Yeah.
you know, in like this weird angle, getting buffeted by winds. You are a fireball, right? Like you actually can't see because it's just black, right? Like your ship isn't supposed to do this, right? I mean, you can go in the atmosphere, but you're not supposed to do it this way.
Let me know when I can spend some cunning.
So the world action is this.
Okay.
Stabilizers are off because who the fuck has those anyway? Dang. Everyone's thrown off their feet. If you got your magnetic boots, you're locked in place. Although you're kind of one of those like Mexican doll things. It's like right, or however you want to do it. Anything not nailed down, it's flying all over the place. People are screaming. Cats and dogs are living together. Lots of warning signs and stuff. And it's at that point you see Katrina go, "I did it!" As a big gust of wind comes, buffets the ship as she slams her head into the dashboard. And she is knocked out. Just warbling around this fucking loose head like a what do they call those things? Like a turkey, like gobble 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 gobble. That's happening. She's dreaming about airsoft or something. Yeah, it's you guys can do cunning.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna do cunning.
I'm also gonna do cunning. I'm going to radio and be like, because I'm in the bottom gunner area, right? Yeah. Okay. So, can Archangel phase us through this, or do you want me to start shooting to where it'll be weaker when we hit it?
Yeah, open fire. I got orders for everybody.
Well, go ahead. What are those orders?
Okay. Engineering. Yeah. Get us out of here.
Like it's like shh.
Archangel, if there's anything you can do to avoid death between us and maybe another phase.
Archangel is sitting there. He's hovering, right? It looks like he's floating. The ship is like rattling all around him. Like it looks like, when you go and you get paint and it's mixed and the paint can's like a blur, because he's not moving. Somehow he's displaced himself. As he turns his head, he's got the helmet on. He goes, "I'm not going to die."
I'm going to bid rethink. Actually, no, not rethink. I'll bid. I'll bid strategic.
Are you sure you don't want to die? Are you 100% sure? Think about it for a second.
I'm gonna bid strategic.
What do you do? How do you do it?
And basically, I am gonna slap Josh on the back of his head. Say, "Fly this fucking ship out of here." And engineering.
He's still
fields up. And
like a fucking fire hose.
And Skip, launch a nuke at that fucking capital ship.
I can't do that from here.
Oh, you can't? I'm gonna spend a narrative point saying that he can't.
Yeah, sure.
But if we launch a nuke at it, we're gonna be in the blast range.
Well, maybe that'll keep us from hitting it directly. Hopefully.
I heard somewhere you have to sit on something with your butt. Oh wait, that's another game.
And I'm gonna bid Wilhelm. anything you can do to keep us alive, jack the fuck in. I know you're a pilot.
As he's holding on, he doesn't have the magnetic boots. He's like white knuckling the side of cockpit, like okay.
And I'll help him down. Like I've got my boots.
So you're holding him, and okay.
And I will bid one of my traits low gravity.
Yeah,
because I feel like there's two
so low gravity, how does that apply? Because you are definitely in gravity right now.
Well, we're probably being pushed up if the gravity is below us.
Okay, sure.
We're getting pushed up.
Saying.
So the gravity is really fucking low.
Right on. Okay. Yeah.
Extra low.
Good explanation.
I mean, maybe high gravity in one direction, but it's low in the other.
Yep.
To manipulate Katrina out of the way and throw and basically grab Willem and throw him in there.
All right, Dolby, that's going to be your turn. Your turn. It reminds me of the old World of Darkness where you hit celerity and do like 18 actions.
Yeah. Well, I did two.
I know.
Things. Yeah,
that's fine. So. That's fine. So the major action here. So all the stuff you say, all the commands you give all those commands. And the NPCs, the antagonists, will go on the player turn, which is when they can go, unless you guys are spending cunning for them. Otherwise, they can't go during the cunning round.
Can we spend cunning for Willem?
The only way that an NPC can go during cunning, if you spend a point of cunning, is if a player spends a point of cunning.
I'll spend a point of cunning for him.
Okay.
Because I think it's imperative that the ship doesn't...
Yeah, so it's righted. So you have asked Willem to jump in the cockpit, or the pilot seat, and you've asked Josh to jump in the pilot seat. By the way.
Oh, yeah, well, one of them hopefully will make it. I didn't spend Josh. I didn't spend cunning on Josh, so...
Correct. So Willem will get there first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh is going to do something else.
So the scene is Dolby barking orders over the rumble, the cacophony of you guys plummeting out of the sky. If there were a camera outside of the ship, it would see your ship is a bullet that's just ablaze, superheated metal, and starts to endo ever so slightly, which if that happens, you will spin out of control and everything's going to go really, really bad. Cunning. Anyone else?
Are you sure?
Willem goes.
Well, I had spent cunning. Are you sure, Captain, you want me to fire a nuke instead of just firing to weaken where we may hit collide?
Yes. Nuke the fucker.
If that's what you wish, Captain, it's against my better judgment, though.
Well, noted. Nuke it.
Skip, you're in the little bubble on the bottom, which is shielded, of course, but you feel the heat coming through, like you're actually like your ass is just swamp ass, right? Your ball soup. It's super fucking hot in here as you're like all sweaty in the little monitor and such. However, with the holographic display and the sensors still working, you can see. Yeah. And you see this capital ship rising up. Here's a question. Is this capital ship? This is the 200-year-old capital ship. Yep. You'll get a readout of it.
We could use a heavy rocket instead of a nuke.
I don't think it'll be enough. Plus, we're sending messages right now. Plus, I don't think Skip Trace would be talking back like that.
No, he does.
Does he?
He's afraid he's about to die.
Well, why not go out with a bang?
Yeah.
All right, what do you do? Skip trace?
I do the nuke.
As you flip up the, well, go ahead and describe it. And what do you bid?
I will bid tactical, because I want to do this the best possible way that our ship can survive. And I'm going to pull up as quick as possible too, because I know we have a limited amount of time. I pull it up. I try to figure the farthest distance away from us on the capital ship that I can shoot it at.
Okay.
So I'm looking and I'm like, here. I push the button to target that area. Cross my fingers and hit the button.
All right. As the gun...
Is it a red button? It has to be a red button.
It's a big red button, of course. Of course it's a red button. Hulk.
Yeah.
Of course it's
I turn the...
You know what, though?
I turn the two keys.
You know what, though? It's slightly off red. It's like an orange.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's faded.
It's right.
Faded. It's kind of pink.
Like my pain. Anyway, as holographic, the interface, you hit the button. Shooting the nuke. The thought might cross Skip Trace's mind. The surest way to survive shooting a nuke at close range like this would be missing. As you shoot, doom, bidding tactical. Let's have a throwdown and see how much damage you deal. Do you guys have the settings flat open?
Yeah, I got it.
Sweet. Dolby, do you know what the... Go on.
The damage is...
The nuke is 2d12.
Plus 1.
Plus 1.
Okay.
The PMB pool meant... it's a... Scale 2, I guess.
What's the scale 2, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And these are tactical nukes. They're not...
Correct. They're not like Fat Boy or anything.
Yeah,
they're
big.
Gnarly, but... Doom. Yeah. So scale 2, which means it's the same scale as this ship and its shields, although its shield not on. What'd you get?
Oh, I didn't. What do I throw down on it?
So you'll throw down your action die, D10, and grace, or mind, or wits, because you're using a computer to do this. So
okay. I just wasn't for sure with it being like a nuke.
Nope.
Okay, so that's
being where you are. They're not maneuverable. They're a big ass capital ship. You are going to hit them.
Right. Well, I got a 10 on my D10, so that means I get the trait back. So I've got right now 3 successes. Can I bid the nuke?
Yeah.
Okay. What would that be?
Does the nuke have any traits on it? Did we give it any traits?
No,
it
just told
has
us what
scale 2 is a trait. Is that not a trait?
It's just that it's scale. You can give it a trait called tactical, so it has a D6.
D6. Okay.
As in, it's not an ICBM, or it actually has maneuverability and such.
So that's 4 successes.
Skip, you notice as you fire the weapon, it shoots out, and you see this blue exhaust explode out of the back, as its as its own thrusters, it's a missile, ignite, and you're moving Mach, what I say, 24, 26, whatever. Normally these things break the sound barrier. Of course, you're way, 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 way past that as it ignites and disappears from your sight almost instantaneously. Through your sensors, you see it right before it lands on its target. You see the holographic display. I think we made it blue, of the turret guns, the personnel and anti-missile guns and such on this ship. The turrets turn. Obviously, they were caught with their pants down. They did not know you were going to just appear out of nowhere above them from a gravity drive, right? But they've had just enough time to recognize as the turrets turn, but nowhere near enough time. As a brilliant flash. You can actually see it barely through both of you, through the blackened windshields. And a moment later, heat. And a moment later, all hell breaks loose as the concussive blast hits your all ship. And you start spinning out of control. Let's roll damage.
Okay. That's 16 damage.
What was Did you have a low? What was the lower die?
I had a 5. I rolled a 5 and a 10.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Yep, and then it's 2d12 plus 1.
And remember, your 4 successes increases it.
Oh, okay. So was 0.
Yeah, it was threshold 0.
Okay, so that's 20 damage.
Yeah. Just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, to something you said a second ago, you'd already said that like you were coming to Skip to kind of talk back and forth, so he would, in this situation where he thought it was going to probably kill all of us, he would balk you some.
I think the situation is, I think we're all gonna die. So
as soon as the blast hits, I turn to Dolby and I say, "Lieutenant Dolby, we've been hit!"
Indeed.
As I got a question real quick for Skip.
Yep.
You were aiming for just the furthest point, correct?
Yes.
Not a vital spot on their ship.
No, I was aiming for the furthest.
20 damage.
Hulker gets a pip.
Indeed. Part of that ship is just melted like the nuclear ball of energy. Like Pac-Man took a chunk out of them. As half of it's immediately irradiated, the people on the inside scream for a moment and are burnt like Pompeii. As pieces of the ship explode out into the atmosphere. The ship, however, is military grade P&B and is still intact. Barely. As it hovers for a moment in the atmosphere, laboring to get out, as its thrusters fire at all ends, it start to overheat. And we'll see what happens with that. You all, at present, No one is in the pilot seat. Now, you had dropped cunning to have Wilhelm get in the pilot seat. However, Wilhelm has not actually gone yet. So, we have an issue. Let's find out. Who wants to roll high or low, and who wants to call it?
I will roll.
I feel like I gave the orders, so I probably shouldn't.
Okay, who's rolling the D12?
Me.
All right, and you're going to call it. Here are the stakes. If you call it, Wilhelm acted at the same time that Skip Trace did, jumped in the pilot seat, and has hands on, is scomped in. If you don't call it, he's in the midst of that. He's still going to accomplish the goal, but it's after you get hit by the concussive blast. Go ahead.
It's a low.
Oh, can I spend a proficiency?
Absolutely.
I will do that. I will spend a violence proficiency.
Violence is the answer. Choose violence. Hold good, Pip. No!
Did we roll it?
Yeah, high.
Yep.
What'd you call?
High.
Still low.
Oh, good. Good.
I'll spend a proficiency.
I will spend a movement proficiency.
Oh, I got it this one, Ken.
Oh, you got that one? Okay.
Yeah, I got the next
Okay,
one.
we'll say that 3 will be the charm.
You want to call it?
Nope, it's still it's on you call
I'm
it.
going to say high again.
You're gonna say high again?
Yeah.
It is high.
Hey! As you feel the rumbling in Dolby, there's a moment where you realize, oh no, you actually see the rocket before Wilhelm gets in the seat. As maybe Dolby, you help him with Katrina as you toss her to the side. Wilhelm gets in, stomps, hands on the yoke as the blast hits. The windshield is blackened. Even through that, you feel the heat. You see the light glowing, hurting your eyes. Question number 2. I don't remember you guys having your shield up.
I called for what's his name to turn on the shields, but I didn't spend cunning for him. I guess I could spend more cunning for him. Are we still in that phase?
For
A
Josh.
little after the fact.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just there.
But the bad guys haven't gone yet, so it's still cunning. Still the cunning round.
Can I spend another cunning for
Yes,
Josh
you can.
to,
yes, you can. I would say having your all shields up would be beneficial.
yeah, I'll spend a third cunning.
Ooh. Hooah! All right, Josh is going. Wilhelm going. Is there a bid? As Josh, your shields are at full in front as you are slammed with this energy. Now, you're somewhat far away, but you're not that far. These are tactical nukes, however.
Sure.
You still are going to take some damage. We'll say it's a quarter of the damage. So, 5 points of damage to the shields.
And our shields are 25, right?
Yeah, yep. I got the shields. I got the ship on my thing.
And the way they work is they absorb damage, and once they absorb too much, they go out. And then you roll a chaos die to see if they come back on.
I did have engineering manning the shields.
Yeah, that is really good because he's good at it, and it takes time to actually reroute them and stuff. As your ship flips, thankfully you have someone at the pilot seat. Burgess, you're not spending cunning, correct?
Nope.
Okay. The bad guys. They labor at keeping their ship afloat. Let's find out if they do. I like that kid. It's like oh no! Let's find out if they do. Who wants to roll the d12?
I'll roll the d12.
Who wants to call it?
Roll it. I'll call it.
All right, here are the stakes. Yeah, supposed to roll. Yeah, here are the stakes. If you call it, their thrusters fail, and they start to fall to the planet. Otherwise, they don't.
Okay, go ahead, roll it. And I'll call high.
Nope.
As their thrusters catch, we're gonna get it. We're gonna make it. It's working. It's working.
And the proficiency.
Oh shit! What's that? A cat jumps in the engine room. Ah!
Fucking cat.
So,
man.
I'm gonna call high again. So
who brought their cat in here? I don't know.
Okay.
It's high.
As the cat runs in, come here, kitty. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. As the cat is scared and runs into the little engine thing of hair and smoke. No! As the ship starts to descend.
It was the ghost of Cherokee Sue's cat that he.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
If I could give you a pip, I would.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll give you a pip. The ship starts to fall. As it does, it trains its guns on you all. Because it is a capital ship. And there are many people on it. And they shoot their gunbuster guns at you. You see their tracers. Maybe, we'll say Skip and Dolby and whoever's in the cockpit, you can see the holograms flashing as you guys are spinning out of control. Wilhelm attempting to right your ship. The holograms show the tracers attempting to hit you. Here's the thing. It's going to be a flat threshold to hit you because right now you're out of control. So, let's roll. Who wants to roll for the bad guy?
I'll roll.
So you roll a action die D10 and a D8 before you roll, or before you tell us what it is. Your all's threshold is what? Do you have anything on your ship?
Yeah.
Any base threshold that's written down?
To hit the ship?
Yeah.
What do you
I don't think you do. What scale is your ship?
Don't.
It's a scale 1.
Okay. That's important. One of the errata rules.
No, it's a gunboat scale 2. It's a scale 2 with the gravity drive. And we have an upgraded gravity.
Yeah. Drive. Yep. I don't know where my soda water went, but it's fucking gone. Okay, regardless. You have a smaller ship than they do. So it is harder for them to hit you. Okay. Your all's threshold, this wild flipping gunboat. Whee, 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 as it skirts along the atmosphere like a stone across water. It's going to be 3. But you're smaller than them, so it gives them a -2. So threshold of 5, they've got to hit you. Ooh. Will you roll Hulker? They get bonuses for their own bullshit. Doesn't matter. Just tell me if it's 5 or not.
1 success.
1 success. Okay. You hear the bullets, these massive bullets, like the size of people, zipping past. Not finding any purchase. Communiques and such happen on the bad guy's turn. Obviously, you don't hear them. Player turn. You are all spinning out of control. I need a throwdown. This would be Brawn or Grace. You can also bid. So it's bid or throwdown.
For each of
How
us?
do you not get slammed into the walls and die?
Ooh.
Since I'm technically in a movable seat, does that affect me?
You tell me.
Well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'll bid, since I got it back, I'll go ahead and rebid tactical again. And because it's like I'm in a movable seat that spins around, so I'm like kind of, well, like I'm kind of using it. And I know that we are out of control, but I'm kind of like using the gentle motions to help alleviate some.
I get it. You're like,
so I'm trying to counterbalance.
Using your little,
Yeah,
like a gyroscope.
What the ship is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the ship
Yeah, I
is
love
doing.
it. Yeah, and what are you bidding? You're bidding tactical?
Tactical. Yep.
As Skip, you're like, you look like you're in a gyroscope. Training. This is no sweat off your back. You've been through it before.
Yeah.
I'm going to bid my physicality, which is just out of basic training. And here's the thing. Burgess,
Tell me the thing.
he's not the brightest bulb out there. So what he does is he hangs on for dear life, and he just stares at a point on the wall, which actually ends up being a really great way to not be overcome with dizziness and vertigo.
I missed it. What?
He grabs on to the wall, and he stares at a point in the wall, which stops him from
What is the point that he's staring at?
the point in front of him.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a handle.
It's just a handle?
Yeah.
A
With
handle
this
to the
character,
bathroom?
it's not that much more complicated, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you look over,
when
you see
when
this-
you're dancing, if you can stare at a singular point, like contra dancing, there's a lot of spinning.
Mhm.
So finding a point actually helps you.
That's what I'm saying. And Burgess is doing this because he's dumb.
It keeps you from like going all like wonky.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy that.
I buy it too. I just want more description.
He hangs on, he stares, he wedges his foot into another part of another crevice, and he stares at a point as if he's going to get revenge on that point one day. That
Indeed
handle.
you do. Holding on through the tidal forces. Dolby?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bid my my rank, which is
You're...
whatever the fuck it is.
It's like in We Were Soldiers. Just the officers are
Yeah.
always standing no matter what.
Yeah, no, I'm
Just
not-
exploding. They're like,
I got Sec 3 clearance. I mean, so whatever that fucking rank is,
it's a first lieutenant.
first lieutenant. Yeah, I'm gonna bid that.
Okay. How does that keep you from spaghettifying into the wall?
Well, I've been dropped out of space many times. I've gone into cryosleep drunk a few times. I've definitely experienced this crazy amount, and by bidding that clearances, I've survived this experience a bunch of times, and it's kind of old hat. It's just like it's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy, but like if it doesn't break my bones, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Like, I'm putting weight on there, but if my legs snap, that's one thing, you know. But if they don't, they don't.
We are in the world of fantasy. It's fun. You do the dad thing where like you're like holding on to the back of the driver's seat, like kind of leaning over, putting all your pressure on
my arms. Yeah, I got my arms and legs
at Mach 26.
My thought is like, if Willem does this wrong, I'm gonna have to kill him.
Right, as you all spin so fast. The image in my mind is amazing. I wish I could say it. Just this spinning coin of a ship causing clouds to alight in fire because you're moving so fast. He's this billowing ball of hell. Having shot a nuke, it looks like a little star still glowing in the sky. That's the player turn. Let's find out if Willem gets a hold of this. I'm gonna say those bids are how you all are not dead. That's how you guys are surviving, and that's what you're doing on your turn, because we've never experienced Mach 26, I don't think. But these are, you know, it's hard to hold on when like your car does a maneuver, okay? Does Willem have what it takes? I think he does. You bid for him. We need a description. He scomps in. Everyone give a small piece of how does Willem correct this flight spin.
I think that Willem survives it because he's mostly netic.
Oh yeah.
And so he's got a higher percentage of not human, and that's why he pretty much goes in, and then at his fingertips he's probably got little connectors that allow him to kind of digitally synapse into.
That's cool. As he, do you see, puts his hands on the screen. He's like a Space Marine style Palpatine. Skip. What else is in this?
As he's doing it, if you could see his eyes, they actually start to light up a little back
like
in the back.
Raiden.
Yeah, but and like you could see the data flowing over them as he's processing it, and
like Matrix style shit, like
yeah.
I was gonna feel like the red writ.
What'd you say?
I
like
said
the red writ.
like the red writ.
Like in the red writ. Indeed, he sees like the red writ go up. Hulker, what's another thing?
Drugs.
Okay.
You said he's a medic, right?
No, he's a netic.
A netic.
Yeah,
Close
like
enough.
cybernetic.
Drugs.
Right. So, tell us more.
He saw this coming. He reaches into his pocket. One of those days.
he takes some stems. As he lock jaws it down. His eyes open wide, black with the cyber code flashing in them. If you could see his eyes, it'd be like when you put a CD in a microwave. Going on in his eyes. He's holding on. He shouts a throaty call. Ah! Screaming.
He's gonna be pretty
at the
hooked up on those for a while.
Yeah. As through force of will and his cybernetics, you bank hard left. It almost sounds like the screeching of tires on the wind as you bank left and right and left. Your stomach's turning end over end. Some of you like it. Let's find out what happens to the rest of your people.
I think when he screams, it sounds like.
Like a 56K or like a 28.8?
Yeah, he's probably 56.
He's probably 56. Right. Dole Engineering, Josh. Josh was out of his seat.
No, Josh was we spent cunning on Josh, and instead of him getting up, he decided to activate the shields.
Oh, Josh's shields instead. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Engineering, Dole is also shields, but we didn't spend cunning on him.
I see. So Josh is just sort of like, well, he's not stupid. He swung his chair around and he's right there. Yeah. So they're banged up and bruised. They're fine. Alice Brick, we don't know where she is.
She's in the gunner seat.
Okay. Then we'll say that something very similar to Skip. She's banged up. Maybe actually the glass is cracked where her seat rammed into it. Katrina, thrown out into the floor. How is Katrina not utterly fucked in them? Or is she utterly fucked? Do you all do something? You can also bid her. She has 2 bids since she's a player.
Well, she has...
Oh, she's unconscious though.
Yeah, she's unconscious. She's kind of...
She just ragdoll it.
Can we say that as Archangel is like floating there, he just kind of grabs her so like so he holds her and so she doesn't bounce around?
He's with Cherokee. They're in a different place, I think, in the ship.
Yeah, and you also have to think about Cherokee too.
I didn't realize they were in a separate place.
I pulled her out, and what I probably did was when I grabbed Willem, pulling her out, like I just realized she was unconscious, so I kind of bear hugged her, and if I need to throw down her bid, I will.
We'll give it a bid.
All right. I will bid my great leadership lies.
As you bear hug Katrina, one arm.
And this is not.
Get the other arm on the back of the seat.
This is and the reason is the leadership lies is like I believe her family is important.
As you got her in one arm, you got the back of the chair in the other hand. In your other arm, you got like a baby. In the other one, you have like a machine gun. Sorry. The American flag's flying behind you. Your boots going on, just standing there, and Mach 26 flipping through the atmosphere. Meanwhile, like your ass cannon is like shooting the bad guys and aliens.
It's true,
but you got all this going on at the same time.
There's no fucking way. But wait till you get into a sword fight with
fucking
Dolby.
Making a sandwich real quick, eating that shit.
Wait until you're in a sword fight with Dolby. Like, I really think he could have almost held his own with Archangel.
Yeah, probably.
But that is not a goal.
Cherokee is huge, so he's stuck in a doorway. Like, ah! That's how he survives. All right. It's everybody. You have too many NPCs. Let's take a break. Let's take a 10 minutes.
And Gilligan's Island.
And when we get back, you guys will see the aftermath of the fortress falling. And cool name, by the way, Fortress Fallen. And you'll have control of your ship.
Ooh. Well, everybody, thanks for sticking around for part 1 of DreadLore's Into Space. We will return shortly with the cast of Bill Bunkum, Ken Howl, Daniel Holker, Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and maybe next week Jazzy Cabbage. Score by all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt.
Lowercase.
Super thanks and shout out. We don't mention this enough to our Patreon members. You too can be a Patreon today. Thank you, Tim Roberts. Super thank you, Daniel Holker. Thank you, Nostalgic and Natalia Cline.
Natalia Cline.
All lowercase letters brings us Art and Media Production, as well as While Replay Productions. Heck, none of this shit would be here if Twal Replay Productions didn't write a book and make us tell stories about all this shit in space. So thank you.
Shit in space!
We'll be back in 10.